Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DCA Takedown. This is episode 197, and this is the final episode before DCA Redemption, the final Takedown episode before Redemption. This is D-Wall here if you want commentary, and what a night we have for you, because tonight, both Tyler Parks and Zach Stone are in the same building tonight. They will go face-to-face later on tonight. Plus, we will have a Champions versus Challengers tag team match as Lupin III, the Burnout Champion, and the Celestial Champion, Jeremy Paisley, will take on their opponents at Redemption in Tommy Vercetti and Charles Schultz. That is our main event match here tonight on Takedown. Glad for you guys to be joining once again for another great episode. And right now we are getting into a big-time match that we announced on social media, as Mikey Truth will go one-on-one with John Blackos here tonight. And this is going to be a very important matchup for both of these men, because both of these men could find themselves in a title picture post-Redemption, and even then they could find themselves inserted into the Gateway to Heaven ladder match, because after Redemption we are going to be fully on the road to Revelations, and that includes the Gateway to Heaven ladder match, where 8 men and 8 women will climb the ladder, will try to climb the ladder and retrieve a contract that will guarantee them a championship match at Revelations, whether it be for the world title or the Wildcats title. And you know, Mikey Truth and John Blackos would love to get themselves into that ladder match and potentially win that ladder match. John Blackos has been in the main event of Revelations before he challenged Zach Stone for the DCA World title. So, you know, Blackos would love to get an opportunity like that again. And for Mikey Truth and his career, you know, he would love a crack at the world title at Revelations. And speaking of world champions, a world champion everywhere he has been, John Blackos returns to DCA here tonight. He's had other commitments in other organizations, obviously, but he is back on a more regular basis here on Takedown, and you know he's going to be looking to potentially get himself into a championship picture. And with as stacked of a roster as DCA has become in these last few months since the season started, it's going to be very interesting to see where John fits on the totem pole here. But you know, no matter what title he wants to go after, every belt here on DCA Takedown is going to be a threat with John Blackos running around. You got the Burnout title, which, by the way, that match is set for Redemption. Lupin III, as I said earlier, Lupin III and Tommy Vercetti, opponents at Redemption. And if Tommy Vercetti loses that match, he will no longer be able to challenge for the Burnout title as long for the rest of the season, I should say. Not even as long as Lupin's the champion. Even if Lupin happens to lose the belt before the end of the season, Tommy Vercetti still won't be able to challenge for the Burnout title. So Tommy's going to have to find something else to do if he doesn't get the job done at Redemption. Bell rings, and here we go. We are underway, and now Mikey Truth immediately with a Pele, not wasting any time on Blackos. These two men, veterans of the game, they know exactly what to do to get the job done in a matchup. So I can't expect anything but a clinic here in this match. And now John off the ropes and a big drop kick in the corner, taking Mikey down. And he's working on the arms, trying to take away the power game from Mikey Truth early here. Big knee to the head. And again, folks, thank you for joining me for another episode of Takedown. It's a big night here tonight, as now he's got an Anaconda Vice locked in. Mikey trying to kick to the ropes to get a break, but he decides to knee him in the back of the head instead here to break out of it. And again, thank you for joining. It is a wonderful time here in DCA. Of course, Redemption coming up in just about a week or so. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see where the landscape of DCA goes after that event. Because there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of talk around Redemption this year, more than usual, I might add. Is now covered by Blackos here. Only a 1 count. And of course, like I stated, Zach Stone and Tyler Parks are in the building tonight. The first time that they have been in the same building since Tyler won that tournament at Free Fall to become #1 contender. So we're going to find out what they have to say to each other here tonight. As look at this, John Blackos with a power bomb to the floor on the Mikey. John is not playing around tonight. He understands the gravity of this matchup and what could happen if he ends up picking up a victory. Both of these men have to realize that. There's a head scissors on the floor there by Mikey. And again, that's champions versus challengers match tonight. Lupin the third and Jeremy Paisley, taking on Tommy Vercetti and Charles Schultz here tonight. That's going to be a big-time match, big-time main event here tonight on Takedown. Irish whip by Blackos. Blackos went for something and Mikey couldn't get it. Shot to the back. Irish whip again in the ropes, drop down. And leapfrog by Blackos and a big drop kick to the chest. Takes him down. Also, we're going to see the pure champion Kiyoshi Saiba back in action tonight against Sid Black of the future War Cult. That's happening tonight. And also the Blade Runners will take on Divine Greatness in a match that will definitely have tag team title implications there in that matchup, considering that after last episode when Future Shock took the Real Wrestling throwbacks to the absolute limit, you know that now the tag team division is wide open once again to see who will become potentially #1 contenders. And look at this. Head scissors, or Hurricanrana, hooking both legs too, and no. Again, this is a match I knew it was going to be physical. I knew that we were going to get something special, and we are getting it right here. There's an enziguri by John. And Mikey rolling out to the floor, but he's not safe right there. Oh, never mind. Mikey taking a hint from the legend himself, Eddie Mack, and he did protect himself at all times. And now Mikey trying to get back in the ring. And Blackos fighting back now. Elbows to the gut. Exploder. Suplex. Nicely done. And now, look at this. Drops him down. And Blackos, I think he's signaling that this may be the beginning of the end. And if I were Blackos, I would want to put this away and put it away quickly. Because you do not want Mikey Truth to hang around. He will capitalize on any mistake. Both of these men will. And that is a dangerous game when you're playing it with either of these men. Back fist kick, another one, and a big right hand. Cover, 2, and a no. And now, overdrive. And now John, is he looking for the four factos? Yes, he is. That could be it. 1, 2, and Mikey with the shoulder up. And John can't believe it. He thought that was it. He thought it was done, but apparently not. Fans appreciating the effort of both of these men. Of course, like I said, both of these men, they know each other, or at least they're familiar with one another's game. So, now look at this, Mikey. Big tornado DDT, springboard style, into a cover, and only a 1 count. Big elbow taking John down. You gotta wonder if that DDT took a lot out of John. And oh, look at this, wrenching back. Referee got to get in the way of that. Kicks right to the back. Mikey going a bit physical here. Or rather, he's getting more ruthless as this match progresses. As now right back to the leg. And now Mikey going up. Mark of an icon? Yes! Or at least I believe that's what that's called now. Cover. 2, and again, it's still not enough to get the win for either of these guys. But this has been a hell of an opening contest to kick off Takedown. We are only 3 episodes after this one away from the 200th episode of Takedown, and the only match that we can confirm right now that's going to be on that card will be Vin Taylor making his DCA return, taking on the returning James Needham, who's going to be returning from injury. So there's still big plans in the works for Takedown 200, but right now, can't focus on the future. We have to focus on the here and now. And Mikey Truth is looking to do just that with a meteor from the middle rope. And now John's the one who's going to the outside, but it looks like Mikey's not going to let him have any breaks. Oh, no! And this time it's John who scouts the tope over the outside to the outside. And now John's the one in control. And John, look at this. Big heel kick. What a shot taking Mikey down. And now look at this Northern Lights suplex. And now back inside the ring. But can John capitalize? Can he get the job done? Mikey now looking for that tope again, and again John scouts it. John was getting in the ring. Mikey, Mikey, and now Mikey scouts John. Going tit for tat here with the springboards. That's, like I said, both of these men know each other's style so well, they almost complement one another in a way. So you had to know that these two were going to bring out all the stops here, and that's exactly what's happening. They understand the importance of this match. They understand that a win here will get them closer to potentially qualifying for the Gateway to Heaven ladder match after Redemption. Every win matters here in DCA, especially right now. And Mikey turning up the heat here. Irish whip into the corner. Duck down. Uh-oh. Look at this. Tilt-a-whirl DDT. Taking John and spiking him head first into the mat. Uh-oh, here we go. He's got that arm trap crossface, but John's foot was underneath the bottom rope. The long reach of John came into play right there. John scouting it, and a neck breaker. And just like that, John is back in the driver's seat. And that neck breaker may have been exactly what he needed to get this match back in his control. And the fans are kind of split here. They love both of these men, but only one can get the victory here tonight. Only one can move on and potentially get an opportunity later down the line. Is now, look at this, split-legged moonsault into the cover. 2-0. You got to think, how much more can these two men possibly take here? I mean, it's obvious they could take a lot of punishment. They can dish out a lot of punishment also, but back fist ducked out of the way. There's a forearm that rocks John. Now look at this. Code Red doesn't go for the pin though, realizing that John was close to the ropes. Might have been smart on Mikey's part. Now Mikey going in with more strikes to John here. And right to the knee. He worked on that knee earlier, and now it looks like John is in trouble. He's going to go for it again, and he hits it. That one shot to the knee, keeping him down long enough, and that is it. What a match between these two. What a match. And you gotta think, this is not going to be the end of these two men in the ring. That's for sure, because both of these men brought it here tonight. But in the end, it was Mikey Truth who was just a few steps closer, a few steps faster, for lack of a better term. And he gets the victory here tonight. What a match between these two. I'd love to see this again, and I hope we get it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is DCA Takedown. What a match we saw just a few moments ago between Mikey Truth and John Blackos. Like I said, those two right there, they're going to be in the ring again, I bet. But later on tonight, our main event, Lupin the Third, teaming up with Jeremy Paisley to take on Tommy Vercetti and Charles Schultz. But right now, Sid Black is making his way down to the ring for his matchup here tonight against the pure champion, Kiyoshi Saiba. And Sid has been kind of trying to find his place ever since his partner Jesse got taken out, presumably by the Real Wrestling Throwbacks back before Proving Ground. And they still ended up, challenging for the tag titles at Proving Ground 9. However, that match only exacerbated Jesse Black's injuries, so he's out for the time being, and Sid has just been trying to find himself as a singles competitor, not really by choice, but because there's no other options he had. And now he's in the ring tonight with perhaps the best pure wrestler in VW and the best pure wrestler perhaps in virtual wrestling today, and that is the current DCA Pure Champion Kiyoshi Saiba, a man who has been everywhere you can think of, a man who is also currently the BMW World Heritage Champion. He defended that title here in DCA recently as well, back at the anniversary show. But this man Kiyoshi is a big deal. He's a serious threat to anyone, anytime, any promotion. And at DCA Redemption, he will now go up against the Savage Jamal Bedlam with that Pure Championship on the line. And it was Jamal who demanded the match. It was Jamal who wanted that opportunity to face Kiyoshi for the Pure title. And I believe it was the first match, the first title I should say, that Jamal went after here in DCA was the Pure Championship. So it has a significance with Jamal. It means a lot to Jamal just to be challenging for this belt. And now, at Redemption, he's going to have his hands full. He's going to be in the ring with Kiyoshi, but right now, it's Sid who's in the ring with him, and Sid right now already isn't doing too good. Uh-oh, look at this. Backdrop suplex right on the back of his head. And a knee. And, oh my goodness. Kiyoshi has been a dominant Pure Champion. He has been Pure Champion for most of this year, if not all of 2023. And, big drop kick. And if he wins at Redemption, he will close out 2023 as the Pure Champion. And that is saying a lot, considering how much talent we have on this roster. That Kiyoshi, believe Kiyoshi is the longest reigning Pure Champion in this company's history, which doesn't shock me by any stretch of the imagination, considering the person that Kiyoshi is, the competitor that he is, that he has held the Pure Championship that long. As now Sid with a suicide dive to the outside. And Kiyoshi's in trouble. And that's something that we have rarely said in DCA, is that Kiyoshi's in trouble. But right when I say that, he's right back in the driver's seat. And Sid wanting a piece of Kiyoshi. But he's not getting it. And that stun gun on the ropes taking Kiyoshi down. That's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to stick and move. Another big drop kick. Now, of course, at Redemption, there's not going to be really much sticking and moving when it comes to Jamal, because Jamal's just going to be ground and pound. He's going to be right up in your face. That's the kind of person that he is. As now, look at this. Going for a brain buster, perhaps? No. From behind, Sid looking for something. He still caught him with the head scissors and drives him down. And again, you can see what Sid is trying to do here. He is trying to wear out Kiyoshi. He's trying to wear his gas tank down so that way he can come in and capitalize. But many people have tried and few have succeeded when it comes to that strategy with Kiyoshi Saiba in the ring. We'll see if Sid can get that job done here tonight. Kiyoshi in trouble again. As now Sid, Irish whip off the ropes. Big drop kick again. And again, Sid is in control. Up. Kiyoshi coming right back now with a cover. One, only a 1 count. Kiyoshi Saiba again. He's got to think about, he can't look past Sid Black here tonight. He cannot look ahead to Jamal Bedlam too quickly. Because if he does that, he's going to lose this match. And the thing about it is, I don't expect Kiyoshi to look past Sid. He doesn't look past any opponent. He takes every opponent seriously. Look at this. Big PK by Sid. And Kiyoshi is down, and Sid needs to take advantage right here and right now. Sid, look at this. Oh my goodness, he went for the elbow drop, but I think he just got a little bit short. So he's going for another approach here. Revolution knee. He had an opportunity right there to put it away, but he was just a little bit short on the distance on that elbow drop, and that might cost him. Uh-oh. Look at this. Tiger driver. Yes, he hits a tiger driver, but doesn't go for a pin. Kiyoshi, I think, is busted open. As now Sid looking to put the final nail in the coffin here on the pure champion. And you got to think if he wins, he could get a title opportunity. There's a kick right to the face. 2. And Kiyoshi gets the shoulder up at 2. As now, look at this. Taking it to the outside, that drop kick. As now, more elbows to the top of the head. And this is what Sid needs. He's got to stay on him. He can't afford to make any mistakes because Kiyoshi will do exactly what he just did, and that's take advantage of those mistakes. As now, Northern Lights. Sid back in the ring. Kiyoshi taking his time to get back in the ring, and he does so. And now Kiyoshi's feeling it. And when he gets in this zone, it's hard to really stop him, but Sid again taking down Kiyoshi, using his speed to his advantage. 2 count, no. Again, if he ends up winning this match, he could be, I could see him being added to the pure title match in all honesty. I mean, you get a win over the champ. As now, look at this, went for the double foot stomp. Kiyoshi got out of the way, but he didn't get out of the way of that boot to the face. As now, Sid, this could be a career-making moment for him. Sling blade into a drop kick, and that cut on Kiyoshi's forehead has just opened up even more in the last few minutes. As now, is he going for this elbow again? Yes, he hits it. He hit that elbow. He was trying for it earlier, but no, Kiyoshi gets the shoulder up. And Sid does not know what to do. That was his best shot, and Kiyoshi still kicked out. And that frustration may cost him here because Kiyoshi's now back in the driver's seat going for another suplex, but again, Sid able to get out of the way and a head scissors. And Sid has looked absolutely impressive here in this match against Kiyoshi. And a suicide dive again, taking him down. Oh, but Kiyoshi, look at this, big knee, and a poison rod on the floor. Just that quickly, Kiyoshi Saiba is getting that second gear now. And now Sid, he's trying to fight back, but when Kiyoshi gets this second gear, it's hard to stop him. And now a landslide on the floor. And now look at this, Kiyoshi just asserting his dominance now. Counts up to 6. Referee AJ Monahan giving a little bit of leeway here. Not having the count go too quickly. And Kiyoshi now. Oh, here we go. Inflosion, no! Sid countering into a reverse DDT. Wow. And Sid, this has been an impressive performance here tonight. There's a, no! He missed the PK. Big right hand by Kiyoshi. And Kiyoshi, that's maybe the one mistake that Sid did not want to make. Forearm in the corner and a bulldog. And now Kiyoshi's cooking. Top rope. Double foot stomp. He gets it. Gets the double foot stomp. Just like that. 2. It's over. Just like that. Just that quickly. Kiyoshi Saiba can end a match. He's got so many different ways to beat you, so many different ways to make you submit, to knock you out. That's exactly what he just did. He knew he had an opening, he took advantage of it, and just like that, bam, the double foot stomp, taking all the air out of Sid. And that was it. And Kiyoshi sending a message to Jamal Bedlam, making sure he knows he's going to have to put up the fight of his life if he's going to take that pure title. We are back. This is DCA Takedown, and what a night we have had so far. We've had some excellent matches, and we still have our main event coming up, our Champions versus Challengers main event, and we still have also Zach Stone and Tyler Parks in the same ring. So it's going to be interesting to see how this night goes forward. But speaking of interesting, former DCA Tag Team Champions, the Blade Runners, Gage Grayson on the left, Tyler King on the right, making their way out to the ring. They have been trying to get back on the winning ways since losing those belts earlier this year, or since losing them back at Gateway to Heaven, I should say, against against Malik Brown and Atlas Jones. And ever since they lost those titles, again, they have just not been on the same page as terms of a win-loss record. Their teamwork is as great as it's ever been, but in terms of them actually building up momentum and getting some wins, that's just not happened lately. And now, here comes their opponents. Brian Barnett on the left, and Alex Divine on the right. Divine Greatness, a mainstay team here in DCA. They have been here for a while, of course, obviously a mainstay more on Battle Pro, but they have also made their second home here in DCA, and they've come close on several occasions to becoming the tag team champions. They've challenged for them once or twice before, but have never really been able to get to those belts. But with how the tag team division in DCA on the Takedown is kind of setting up now, it could just be one or two. It could be one or two victories away from becoming #1 contenders. As now, look at this. Divine immediately with an elbow, or a lariat rather, on the Gage Grayson. And Divine Greatness is not wasting time. They understand the importance of a win and a loss, especially going towards Revelations 9. They understand that every win, Space Ghost is looking and watching to see who he believes could become #1 contenders for the tag team titles, especially now that the Real Wrestling Throwbacks are the champions. And like I said earlier in the show, that match they had with Future Shock last episode really opened up a lot of eyes, as the Real Wrestling Throwbacks were tested like they have never been tested in DCA before by the newcoming team in Future Shock. And I'm hearing some more teams are on their way in the DCA, so the Throwbacks, they may have some issues coming up in this next month or so with who could be #1 contenders, as Gage with a backbreaker. As now Brian Barnett tagged in, taking on Tyler King. Tyler King, obviously former world champion, I believe, but he was slated. He was talked about back in season 1, season 2, of being a future DCA world champion, and I think he could still be a future DCA world champion if he really put his mind to it. But he's been focused more on his best friend Gage and being tag team champions with him. 2-time tag team champions are the Blade Runners. Divine Greatness, of course, former Campeonatos de Parejas. Those are the tag team titles in Battle Pro. So they've held gold before, just not in DCA, like the Blade Runners have. As Brian's got him in a fireman's carry position, but Tyler with a DDT. Now just preventing. He's like, no, you're not tagging him. You're not tagging him. I'm not going to let you do it. Oh, went for a big knee. Went for a lariat. Both of these teams know each other very well. It's not the first time they've fought against one another. As now, big elbow strike by Tyler. And now, went for a knee in the corner. Tyler got out of the way. Tyler now with a kick to the chest. As now, Tyler putting Brian's face into the corner multiple times. And now, Alex Divine in the ring. And Gage wants a tag in. And he gets it. Divine and Grayson now in the ring. I would say the two most technical members of their teams. And look at this. Gage now, double underhook. And he's going around the world with him. Another one. And slams him down. And again, this is going to tell a lot about the future of the tag team division, because no matter who wins this match, you know that there are a number of teams in the back hungry and willing to take whatever spot they think they need to take away from them. Uh-oh. Look at this. Got him up. Brainbuster, kick to the back of the head. We've seen the Blade Runners employ that combination before, and it's led to them successfully winning matches, but not tonight, because Alex is back in the driver's seat with a drop toe hold, sending Tyler scrambling to the apron. And went for something there, but Tyler got a kick to the face, and look at this. Oh, wow. Or a hip toss, excuse me. Catching Tyler on the rebound, and now Brian Barnett is back in. The forgotten son of the Barnett family in many aspects. And now look at this. Head scissors by Barnett. But despite that fact, you cannot deny the man's talent, as he's got a triangle choke locked in. But Tyler easily able to break out of that. Uh-oh. Samoan drop. And now look at this. He's got him in a modified camel clutch, trying to make him humble. But Tyler again able to get out of it. And Tyler King is not a slouch, folks. All four of these guys have been in the ring for a very long time. They are veterans. They know exactly how to get the job done, how to win a match. So these are not four rookies here that we're talking about. It's Tyler now. Look at this. Is he going for the King's Road off the top rope? Yes, he is. That Spanish fly from the top. And this could be it. But Divine able to break it up, and then he gets taken down twice in a row. The Blade Runners not letting Divine go on that one. Uh-oh. And Tyler going for the Death Valley driver. He hits it, and that could be it. The cover. 2. No, Divine greatness still in this match. Barnett gets the shoulder up, and now Gage gets tagged in. As Gage now waiting for Barnett to get up. Oh, he got caught. Into a cutter. Very nicely done by Brian Barnett there. Barnett showing exactly why he is a Barnett. He may not have, you know, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I was going to say he may not have the physical attributes of his other family, but he's talented in and of itself. And now tag into Alex Divine. Divine back in. Big shoulder tackle takes down Gage. And a big knee. And now Divine looking to finish him off here. He's looking to tell him that it sucks to be you. And this could be it. 2-0. Grayson kicks out. What a match we are seeing here. We have had some excellent matches all night tonight, to be honest with you. As now Gage with a senton. I don't know if he got all of that because Tyler King and Alex Divine are still fighting it out right now. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh my goodness. Tiger suplex on the floor, and that gave Gage enough time to recover. But he bounced off of Alex, he bounced off of Tyler, he bounced off the steps. But he's still in this match. And now both of these men, if you're new here to DCA, by the way, and you're wondering why the referee isn't counting, there are no countouts in tag team matches here in DCA. So they can fight out there as long as they want. However, disqualifications still count. So they got to be careful. But right now, Alex Divine and Gage Grayson are just beating the crap out of each other on the outside of the ring. As now Gage is in trouble, getting sent to the Spanish announce table, but now Divine decides to try and send him back into the ring, but it's not happening because Gage won't let it happen. Oh, kick right to the hamstring, and a forearm, a rolling elbow to be more specific. And that made Brian get back off the apron and now sending Divine into the steps. As now it's looking like the Blade Runners are back in control here. But Divine, again, this has been just these two beating the hell out of each other for the last 5 minutes, as now Gage sends him into the apron. Face first into the apron, and now finally back inside the ring. And now Barnett gets tagged in. He needed that tag. There's a big high knee. Gage is back up. A lariat. Gage is back up again. Another high knee. And this time Gage does not. What the hell are you doing, Brian? Tyler King in the ring, and he just takes Brian all the way to the ground. That's what he gets for doing a fucking handstand. Elbow drop doesn't connect. And a knee drop. This has been insane right here. We've had handstands, we've had brawls in this match. It's all over the place, folks. But nonetheless, We are no closer to getting a winner here now than we did 5 minutes ago. Back fist by Bryan is now, what is this? Suplex position. Brainbuster on the floor. And again, Tyler King and Bryan Barnett are not, they don't care about getting back in the ring right now. Face first into that LED post. And now what's Tyler? Oh! Tyler gets a kick to the midsection by Barnett as Alex Divine and Gage Grayson, all they can do is just watch on, and sends him into the barricade there with those steel chairs. That can't be good right near the suspension. Now Sam, oh my goodness! Backdrop into those chairs, onto the concrete. This has been a fight for the last 5 minutes, just like it was with Divine and Grayson. But again, I told you, with how heated the tag team division is becoming now, with so many teams wanting to jockey for position to become #1 contenders for the Real Wrestling Throwbacks, it doesn't shock me that these two teams are going at it as hard as they are right now, because both teams want to be #1 contenders. As now another brainbuster onto Tyler King. But how much more can these two teams take is my question. There's a neck breaker. I don't know how much more these two teams can actually take, because they are both getting beaten down right now. Now forearm, another forearm, this time by Bryan. Bryan now, Tyler staggering. Bryan Barnett getting the better of Tyler King right now, but Tyler coming back with a chop of his own. Belly to belly. No, a headbutt by Bryan that busts Tyler King open and sends him into the steel goal. Oh my God, that is a bad gash on his forehead now. That is nasty, and that cannot be good for the Blade Runners. As now Gage Grayson gets tagged in, and he needed to get that tag because Tyler is not in the best shape. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Gage has got him up. Damage Gage. He hit him with the damage Gage. The cover. 2. And no. Divine at the very last second broke up the pin, and that could have been it right there. That could have been it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he's going for another one. If at first you don't succeed, try again. He's got him up for a second one. Another damage Gage. And this time he's farther away from his corner. 2. And again, Alex Divine breaking up the pin. Divine Greatness really want this win here tonight, as Tyler King is finally starting to get up to his feet, but you gotta wonder how much he's got left. Look at that gash on his forehead. That is not good. That headbutt really cut him open. There's a big lariat from Bryan, as now getting sent into Divine Greatness' corner. Went for the double knees, doesn't connect with it. Gage now sending Bryan into his own corner. And now a tag. What's this? DDT into a wheelbarrow suplex. And Tyler King saying it's over, but does he have enough left to put Bryan Barnett away? That's the question, because he has been taken to the limit here. As now, oh, here we go. If he hits this, it could be all over. He was going for that Death Valley driver, but again, Barnett able to scout it. As now, no, Irish whip into the corner. And Gage tags himself in. I think he understands that Tyler is not in the best of shape, but he gets a tiger suplex for his troubles. Gage is down, and it is not good. Oh, and now the handstand again. The handstand. Oh, he got caught. And Gage is going to make him pay for that handstand. He is not here to be messing around tonight. Brian now, I think he needs to stop with the handstands and get to finishing this match. And it looks like he's finally starting to figure that out. He's still missing the double knees. And Gage taking advantage of that. Targeting that knee. Gage. Power bomb. And he stuck it. Can Alex get there in time? Tyler intercepts. And it's over. The Blade Runners, I can't speak tonight. The Blade Runners with an impressive bounce back win here tonight. When it looked like for a minute there that they weren't going to get the win here. It really looked like Divine Greatness had this matchup in the bag. But Gage Grayson doing it for the team here tonight. And I think Brian with those handstands really cost this victory here. Look at this. Look at how he sticks him. Boom! The back of his head bouncing off the mat. And that was it. And the Blade Runners looking to get back on winning track. And with this win, they could very well do that.
Toby Jones from Jones Good Ass Barbecue and Foot Massage, and I'm proud to announce my new Steph Curry Chicken Playoff Special. It's a whole chicken drenched in a spicy curry sauce. Then I throw it at you from 27 feet away. Splash! Now friends, you may ask yourself, how come we ain't got no LeBron meal? Well, what has LeBron ever done for Toby? At least Steph is out there representing my jingle. LeBron too busy pushing Kia. Hell, I ain't seen a brother get so much attention for a Korean car since Rodney King. And now you can enjoy a spicy curry chicken or family foot rub at home with my new Jones Spicy Curry Barbecue and Foot Rub Chicken Sauce. Wherever fine sauces are sold.
Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
Casey Gordon sending out a warning to the roster, more or less. And Claudio and Varl, speaking of big men, they got a beef still going on that is nowhere close to being finished. Of course, Claudio, the new VW World Heavyweight Champion after his win on ZCW's The Encore. If you haven't seen that, go to the Zahia's Club of Wrestling channel and take a look at that whole event. That was a great event, and it ended with Claudio being the new VW World Champion, and that may have just raised the stakes with his issues with Varl Graythorne, especially considering that Varl has had conversations with Mr. Yukimura in the past. You gotta wonder if that has something to do with it. But nonetheless, we're getting into our main event right now. Tommy Vercetti making his way out to the ring. Tommy, of course, is going to be facing Lupin III at Redemption in a match where if he loses, Tommy Vercetti can no longer challenge for the Burnout title for the rest of the season, no matter who holds the belt. And speaking of men on a mission, the #1 contender for the DCA Celestial title, a former Celestial champion in his own right, and that is this man, the living nightmare Charles Schultz. And Charles has been on a mission lately. And it looks like his target now is the Celestial Championship, a title that deep down I'm sure he feels he never really lost. And now he has the opportunity to walk out of Redemption as a two-time Celestial champion. And can you imagine what the landscape of DCA would be like if this man walked out with that title? But that's exactly what I'm sure he wants. He wants that title back. Whether it's personal reasons, whether it's business reasons, we know he wants it back, and he's going to have an opportunity to get it back coming up at Redemption. But it's going to be real difficult to pry that belt away from Jeremy Paisley. He has been a fighting champion this entire run that he has been on since he beat Haru Glory in that Dead Man's 5 at Revelations 8 to win that title. And if Charles thinks it's going to be an easy thing to take that belt away from him, he's sadly mistaken. And speaking of, here comes the Celestial Champion now, Jeremy Paisley. Jeremy has been a fighting Celestial Champion. He has done everything possible to elevate that title more than it already has been. And now he's got perhaps one of the biggest tests of his reign coming up at Redemption against Charles Schultz. But tonight, it's not about Redemption. It's about one-on-one. These two men taking on one another in a tag team setting, as opposed to what it's going to be like at Redemption when it's one-on-one. And Jeremy's got backup tonight because he's got his tag team partner, the Burnout Champion, and a man who's also found new life this season. in the Burnout champion, Lupin the Third. Lupin the Third won that Burnout title back at Revelations, against Tommy Vercetti, which is how this entire thing started. Tommy Vercetti held that Burnout title for over a year, or around a year. And then at Gateway to Heaven, Lupin was closing in on the title until Tommy used underhanded tactics to retain it. Lupin got a rematch at Revelations, won the Burnout title, and now in their third encounter at Redemption, these two men are going to collide with the title on the line. And again, if Tommy loses, he cannot challenge for the title as long as this season is underway. And speaking of underway, our main event is underway. Charles Schultz and Tommy Vercetti against Jeremy Paisley and Lupin the Third. It's our main event of Takedown 197. And Tommy again, another slap. And this is champion versus challengers here tonight. And a third slap by Tommy. That's 3 slaps in a row. And now on lariat. And that's what Tommy Vercetti's all about. That underhanded tactics. And the thing about Redemption is he can use any underhanded tactic in the book because there's no rules on Redemption night. That's a Redemption staple. No disqualifications, no countouts in any of the matches at Redemption. So Tommy Vercetti pretty much has the whole world at his fingertips to try and get the Burnout title back. But if he doesn't, he will have no one to blame but himself. Because he's got all his chips on the table now. If he doesn't get the job done, it's not on anybody but Tommy Vercetti. And he has to realize that. As now Vercetti, this is what he's been waiting for. A match with Lupin the Third. He's been pestering Space Ghost for months. He's been practically living in the man's office for months, to where Space Ghost finally had enough, and he put that stipulation in place for Tommy if he loses. So really, if he didn't pester Space Ghost so much, that stipulation wouldn't even be a factor, as now Charles is in. And look, the first thing he does when he gets tagged in is he gloats. And Lupin's going to make him pay for it. This thing with Charles and why he's been doing what he's doing, it's been causing a lot of issues for a lot of people for months now. And when it comes to Lupin, though, I don't think it matters to him. All he cares about is retaining that Burnout title. As now, look at this, Charles with a back suplex on the steel. And now, Charles in control. Look at this, torture rack into a big power bomb, spin out power bomb by the Living Nightmare. And you know Charles would love nothing more than to win this match and stick it to Jeremy Paisley before Redemption and really just rub it in that he could have the entire bit of momentum on his side. He would love to do that, just to stick it to Paisley and all the people who'd say that he shouldn't be Celestial Champion again. But when it comes to Charles, I think he's past caring what the people think of him and his actions. I think he's just going to do whatever he feels is right. He's going to do whatever he feels is right for his family. even if it means burning down every single bridge that he's ever created in this business. As now Charles again sending Lupin into the apron. And Lupin, he's not going to back down. He's going to fight Charles man on man, but at the same time, with how unpredictable and how violent Charles has been, Lupin's got to be a little careful here. Clothesline. And another one. Ducks underneath Charles' clothesline and gives him a drop kick that sends him across the ring. Coming up next after this match, not only will we run down the Redemption card, but also Tyler Parks and Zach Stone will be in the same ring at the same time. And it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Space Ghost has trusted that there will be no physicality between the two. He didn't have to add any stipulations in place for them because I think Space Ghost knows the professionalism that these two men will share, knowing their long history. And that's going to be coming up right after this match. So stay tuned, folks. And shoulder breaker there by Lupin. As now Lupin, look at this, sends Charles hard into the other side of the ring. And now, oh, is he going for the grand heist here? No. Charles trying to use the ropes to lean on. Oh, here we go. He's got him up. He hits the grand heist. The grand heist, but Charles's feet were underneath the bottom rope. A lucky break for Charles right there. But nonetheless, Charles is still in this match. And now look at this. Big German suplex. And now Charles is right back in control. This match may have been over if he wasn't near the ropes. As now, oh, here we go. Jeremy Paisley, and look at this. Charles didn't even want anything to do with Paisley. He didn't want to face him. He didn't want to face Charles. Charles didn't want to face Paisley right now. And I can understand why Paisley wants his hands on Charles, especially after the fact that his House of Cerberus has been causing hell everywhere in virtual wrestling lately. They were the ones that distracted Paisley enough for Charles to hit the Shadows Fall at free fall after Jeremy retained against Calvin Richardson. Now Tommy, look at this. Relentless assault by Vercetti. And this is exactly the kind of aggression he's going to bring, I'm sure, at Redemption to try and get that Burnout title back. This man is going to do anything it takes to get back what he feels is his property. He legitimately feels that that Burnout title is his property and no one else's. And if he can't have it, no one else can have it. He legitimately feels that way. Uh-oh. Vice City Crusher. Vice City Crusher. Cover. And Lupin breaks up the pin. Paisley in trouble now, but Paisley's still coming back. He's gonna fight. Oh. With that elbow right to the head, busting him open, and Tommy going right after it. Going right after that cut, and that's not good for Paisley when he's got a title defense coming up. He cannot afford an injury. He cannot afford to take too much damage. Well, he's got his celestial title on the line coming up. There's a neck breaker. And Charles just yelling at him. So now Tommy with a knee lift. And that's not going to make that cut any better on his forehead. Tommy Vercetti doing the lion's share of the work because Charles doesn't want to get in the ring with Paisley whatsoever. Considering what Charles has said, what Charles has done, he does not want any part of Killa here tonight. And now, oh wait, Paisley kicks to the hamstring. Paisley now, look at this. Paisley right to the back of the head. Cover here. Monahan trying to get in position, and Charles takes out Monahan to break up that pin. I don't think Paisley realizes that the referee is down. Paisley, path to redemption on the Vercetti. And now he's going after Charles, but Charles once again doing anything it takes to get away. This match should have been over if Charles didn't take out Monahan. Vercetti is still down, but that was at least a 15 count at best. And now Jeremy finally gets his hands on Charles, but that allows Tommy Vercetti to get the advantage back. Charles has done everything possible to avoid Paisley, to give Tommy some momentum here. Everything it takes he has done in this match to avoid Jeremy Paisley. Drop kick to the back of the head doesn't connect. And now Vercetti is getting his licks in. The cover. 2. No. And Jeremy realizing he's bleeding. He knows look at that. Smart move by Paisley. He realizes he's bleeding. He can't stay in the ring for too long, so get in the fresh man in the burnout title holder, Lupin III. As now, look at this. Tommy also bleeding, obviously. As now, he's going to send that head into the turnbuckle. And now, Vercetti trying to go after Lupin some more, but it's not happening. As now, look at this. Lupin slamming the back of Tommy's head into the mat now. But Tommy coming right back. Tommy now. Big forearm, and that dropped the champ. And now sending Lupin face first into the apron. And now look at this. There's a lariat. And now Paisley back in with Tommy, sending Tommy out to the floor. As now, look at this. And this is Paisley showing Charles what he's in for at Redemption, because Charles doesn't want to get in there with Paisley. And we're going to see another Champions versus Challengers match on Wildcats, as We're going to see another champions versus challengers match in a sense on the next Wildcats episode, which is looking to be a very big episode. As you see Tommy now again just taking it to Jeremy right there in the corner. As we're going to see the Looking Glass. Oh, wait a minute. Was that a Vice City Crusher? I think that was a Vice City Crusher onto Paisley. And Lupin this time takes a page out of Charles's book. But look at this. Tommy going right after Lupin. And Lupin is out. And Jeremy is out. The referee is out. And Charles over there having a grand old time. I think he wants to tag. Yeah, I think he wants a tag. Now he wants a tag, but Paisley isn't letting him. Oh, look at this. Kreutz wrap on the Vercetti. And now that Tommy has softened up Paisley, now Charles wants in the match. Oh no. Oh, here we go. Shadows die twice. And Lupin is out. Lupin is out of it on the outside of the ring. Here's the cover. 1, 2, no. And now armbar locked in. And now look at this. Jeremy fighting out of it. Oh, and look at this. Now Charles. Again. Sling blade. And now Lupin still out on the outside of the ring. There's the blood rising brainbuster. The leg is hooked. And after Charles did the least amount of work in the match, he's pinned the Celestial Champion. Charles barely had to lift a finger in this match. Vercetti did most of the work. And Charles came in when it was convenient for him and took advantage. And that led to Charles pinning the Celestial Champion. But that's not going to happen at Redemption. He's not going to have anybody to watch his back. He's not going to have anyone to do most of the work for him. He's going to have to get in the ring one-on-one and do it himself. But for tonight, Charles Schultz and Tommy Vercetti get a win here in this main event. Coming up, Zach Stone, Tyler Parks, face-to-face. Coming up next. Don't miss it, folks. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the biggest mega event in Call Wrestling. This is Call All-Stars 16.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and in just a few moments, we're going to hear from both Tyler Parks and Zach Stone. As they get set for their Redemption main event. But first, we got a rundown to go through. Because in just a few weeks, about a week from now, I'd say, Redemption is coming your way. 2 nights and 1 explosive event, and we're going to run down the card right now. You are listening to Going to Hell by the Pretty Reckless. It is the official theme of Redemption every year. It is available wherever music is sold and streamed. We just saw a preview of this. Charles Schultz challenging Jeremy Paisley for the Celestial title. Will Charles be able to do it on his own, or will Jeremy continue to reign as the Celestial Champion? Last chance match for the Burnout title. Tommy Vercetti challenges Lupin III, and if Tommy loses, he cannot challenge for the Burnout title for the rest of this season. Tomas Ramirez finally gets his hands on Jaden Starr inside of a 15-foot high steel cage at Redemption. This one has a lot of controversy behind it. Reiko Hinamoto, Sakura Hagiwara, their 3rd encounter in DCA. But what, if any, has Bad Amy got to do with this? We will find out at Redemption. 2 of the biggest and best rising stars in virtual wrestling collide as Nova Kane puts her Rising Star title on the line against the red-hot Heather Ray. Jamal Bedlam goes for the first title he ever challenged for here in DCA in the Pure title when he challenges Kiyoshi Saiba with the belt on the line. Who walks out as the best in the Pure division here in DCA? Selena Zeta puts her Fever Championship on the line against the face of the CAW Champions League, Christy Montero, who's looking to add another title to her impressive Hall of Fame resume. Malik Brown, Wicked Eric. This one's going to be huge. It's a first time ever match. Eric wants to make a statement at Malik's expense. Malik is saying, you ain't going to do it that easily. Who's walking out with the win? Beatrix Decker. Yes, if you saw Wrestling Grand Prix, you know what I'm talking about. Puts the Goddess title on the line against the returning Lady Beast Mode, Vanessa Price, who knows all about violence, especially considering someone Trixie was once close with. Who walks out as Goddess Champion? And speaking of violence, I have no clue what we are going to see in this match. Eve Heron makes her DCA in-ring debut, and it's against the Psycho Angel, Aubrey Williams, who is the queen of the Psycho Circus. And how much blood is going to be spilled by the time this match ends? I have no idea, folks. Alvana Morgan, the Mad Queen of the Looking Glass of the Succubus Club, puts her title on the line against the Dream Killer, Destiny Williams. The last time these two were in the ring together, Alvana was the one that won and ended Destiny's long reign as Wildcats champion. Will fortunes be reversed here? And will Destiny become a 2-time champion, or will the reign of the Mad Queen continue at Redemption? And then the main event. Zach Stone puts his world title on the line against a man he has known since before DCA even existed in Tyler Parks. Tyler looking to be world champion for the first time ever. Zach looking to continue his long run as world champion. That is going down on the main event of Redemption coming up in just a week or so's time. The exact air date will be on social media and the YouTube community tab here on the channel, so keep an eye out, folks, because this is going to be one of the biggest one of the most shocking redemption shows of all time. I guarantee it. There's going to be a lot of shockers, a lot of surprises, a lot of great matches, a lot of blood and violence and everything in between. So when the show goes up, do not miss it. Make sure you're notified when the shows go up. Make sure you're liking the channel. Make sure you tell your friends, because we are about to enter a whole new era of DCA if we haven't already done so this season. And now we get to this. We get to this match right here that we're about to talk about. Tyler Parks looking to become world champion for the first time in his career against a man he has known all his life in Zach Stone. But before that, I gotta tell you real quick, the next episode of Wildcats that I was trying to get to in the main event, Champions versus Challengers main event, the Arcadia Bay Ass Kickers will be teaming up. Again, we'll be teaming with Christy Montero to take on the Looking Glass in Amy Lynn, Selena Zeta, and Betsy Chairshot. That's happening on the next Wildcats. Plus, we'll have a sit-down interview between Aubrey Williams and Eve Heron. Of course, they'll be live via satellite because you know what might happen if they're in the same building together. The Punch Girls and the Hated Gates will take on the Bombshell Club and Maxine Rose. We're going to have Reiko Hinamoto and Bad Amy after what happened at the end of the last Wildcats. And Destiny Williams and Ovana will go face-to-face on Wildcats. That's all happening on the next show, Wildcats, the final one before Redemption. But now let's hear from Tyler. And here we go. You knew. I mean, I expected Zach to come out too, but I guess he wanted to let Tyler have the floor, which I can understand. And there's roulette with the DCA World Heavyweight Champion, Zach Stone. A man that has done it all here in DCA. former 2-time Celestial Champion, 3-time DCA World Champion. The man has held that belt for over 900 days. He has beaten some of the best that DCA has thrown his way. And the only blemish on the record that he has had since Revelation 6, when he beat Mason Chronic, the only record, the only man that has beaten him since that time was ECW's final world champion Tank back at the last Call All-Stars. That is the only man that has beaten him in over 3 years. Tyler Parks has a big mountain to climb at Redemption to unseat that man, perhaps the best in this business today. I've seen people call him a Roman Reigns clone, and I can understand why people say that, obviously. In my opinion, I think it's him taking a dig at Roman, but I don't know what goes through Zach's head. But one thing you cannot deny, Roman Reigns clone or not, asshole or not, selfish jerk or not, best wrestler in VW or not, no matter what you say about him, no matter what you think of this man personally or professionally, you cannot say that this man has not been one of the best, if not the best ambassador for this company since he won that belt for the 3rd time. And even before then. And he is going to fight to the death if he has to keep that belt on his shoulder. Even if it means going through a man he calls a friend in Tyler Parks. And I'm going to lay out and let this go on, folks. So I'll see you guys on Wildcats. Those are some strong words, Tyler, strong words. And you know, you're right about one thing. You said that if I came out here and let you speak, I wouldn't be able to let you get a word in. And maybe you're kind of right about that. Maybe I talk a little bit too much, but now since I've given you time, you're going to give me mine. Because you see, I do have respect for you, and we are friends. And see, here's one thing a lot of people don't know. You kind of hinted at it, but let me just add some context to it. You see, 10 years ago, about 10 and a half years ago actually, I met this man walking around wondering what he's going to do with his life, wondering what he's going to be. I met this man in the parking lot when I was out getting groceries, and I hadn't seen him in over a year, and he said to me, Zach, I don't know where my life is going. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've been trying to do this and this and this, and I just haven't been able to make it. And I said, listen, I got a gig. I got something that I think you're going to be interested in. And that is when he found DCA. And we started training together. I was already on my way there, but Tyler just needed a little bit more. And I helped him get his foot in the door here, and ever since then, he has made it. He has been a star here. The one thing he hasn't been able to do, though, the one thing that he will admit to the world he hasn't been able to do is become the DCA World Heavyweight Champion. I've done it. I know what it takes. Even if I had to step on every single person that ever put their trust in me, even if I had to step over every single person that felt that they could look up to me, I did that in order to be world champion. Do I regret it? A little bit. Yeah, I do regret it. Just a little bit. But you can't argue with the results. I have been champion longer than any active champion in this company. I have been champion longer than any DCA world champion before me, and no one else is going to ever touch the record that I've given. That's a fact. But at Redemption, it doesn't matter about records. It doesn't matter about friendships. The only thing that matters is the two of us getting in the ring and proving who is the absolute best in this business. And win or lose, I can head my head up high and tell myself that I am the best because I've proven it day in and day out. This isn't so much proving to myself that I'm the best. Tyler, this is you proving to yourself that you're the best. Because I've already done it. I want you to do it. Win or lose, I want you to go into Redemption and I want you to hang your head up high. Win or lose, I want you to tell yourself that you took it to the very best in this business. And deep down on the inside, deep down, I may want you to beat me for the world title. I may want you to prove to me that you can carry the mantle, that you can, as you say, take the torch. But I promise you, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy because, see, I took you to the limit at Gateway to Heaven, and that was with Jeremy Paisley involved. What do you think I'm willing to do when it's just me and you in there, buddy? What makes you think I won't damn near go to the ends of the earth to keep what's around my waist? At Redemption, you're going to wish and hope and pray that you don't hear the two words that everyone else already hears. Every single time I get in this ring and every single time I defend the championship in this business. And still, Tyler, I want you to understand one more thing, buddy. The title that I hold is the title because I hold it. They say that the title doesn't make the man, but the man makes the title. I made the DCA world title. That might be arrogance, that might be cockiness, but it damn sure is confidence. Because you can't looking up and down my record and see that I didn't make this championship. More than Jacob, more than Claudio, more than Malik, more than Atlas. I did. I made this title. And I made this title because I didn't hop to 5 different companies and say that I'm the best. No, I stayed here and made people come to me so that I can show them that I'm the best here and that DCA is beating in my chest every single time I do go to those places. This is my home. This will always be my home. This will always be where DCA is revolving around Zach Stone. Tyler Parks, I want you to say that about yourself. I want you to hold the DCA world title one day and say that DCA is your place. DCA is your company. Takedown is your roster. I want you to say that. But it won't be at Redemption. It won't be at Redemption because as a wise man, maybe a stupid man sometimes, but a wise man once said, people have been trying to kill me since the day I was born. They haven't found the man to do it yet. And Tyler Parks, you ain't him. At Redemption, you won't be him.